Well, let's not forget, South Carolina doesn't have a number 1 next to its name, but it has been a remarkable season for the Gamecocks as well.
Will Muschamp has his team doing all the little things. In the last 3 games, all SEC victories, 0 turnovers. There's also been a recommitment to the running game. Despite losing Rico Dowdle, they have been adamant about running the football, being physical. That'll be key today. And the one thing you can know about South Carolina, guys, they have ways to win games. Regardless of what is on the schedule, North Carolina State outgained them by 250 yards. Deebo Samuel said, I don't care. I'll run a kickoff back. How about against Arkansas? It's the defense's turn. 3 touchdowns by the defense against the Razorbacks. And here in the checkerboards of Tennessee, a goal line stand to find victory. They're not going away easily today.
Who is number 1? Alabama has a chance to make another statement tonight. But on this Saturday in Athens, the Dogs are number 1 in the nation. Top-ranked SEC doubleheader on CBS begins with the Gamecocks and the Bulldogs. The 70th meeting between the Bulldogs and the Gamecocks. South Carolina has only 8 wins ever here in Athens. For more on this year's Bulldogs, here's John Schriffen.
Carter, as good as Georgia has been this year, if there's one knock on this team, critics say, it's that they don't have much of a passing game. When we asked head coach Kirby Smart about that in our production meeting with him yesterday, he said, look, we don't listen to the outside voices. We know exactly how good our quarterback, Jake Fromm, is. He has made all the throws we needed him to do in practice. He just hasn't done it in game because we haven't needed him to. Our running game is just so good. Outside of his arm, the coaching staff really loves that the freshman is a leader and a winner. In fact, the last time he lost a game was in high school. He was knocked out of the playoffs against Valdosta, 28-24. That loss happened on November 4th, 2016. Carter, exactly 1 year ago today.
Undefeated is not bad in your first year as the Georgia quarterback. Kirby Smart played safety at Georgia, coached the defense for Nick Saban at Alabama. His second year as head coach of the Bulldogs has been a breakthrough season. Will Muschamp played safety at Georgia, coached the defense for Nick Saban at Alabama, and his second year as head coach of the Gamecocks has been a breakthrough season. Sanford Stadium is ready. Onside on the opening kickoff for Georgia. An early wrinkle, but South Carolina grabs it, and they have it at the 50. Need a few things to break their way. Recovering the onside kick begins the day at the 50. Jake Bentley on 1st and 10. Deep shot. Throws it on the outside to Edwards. He takes it inside the Georgia 35 as we look at our starting lineups presented by Chick-fil-A.
5 has to get something going, Dave, for that to happen.
Bentley on 3rd and 5. Flings it deep again. Incomplete. Just missing Ortre Smith with DeAndre Baker in coverage. So 4th down coming for the Gamecocks on the opening possession.
This range, they were going to take some shots knowing field goals aren't going to get it done against the Georgia Bulldogs.
Parker White, after early struggles, he's made 6 of his last 7. White from 46, and it is no good. So the Gamecocks get the football at the 50. 0 points on the board. And now the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs with Nick Chubb and Sony Michel get the football to begin the day on offense for the Dogs. Led the 4th quarter comeback win at Notre Dame, the victory that has separated the Dogs from everyone else in college football thus far.
There's one running back, 2 tight end set, what the Gamecocks said they didn't want to see.
From on play action, he takes a deep shot. Downfield, incomplete. Intended for Godwin. So, Rick, why don't you tell us about Jake Fromm? Next they go empty with DeAndre Swift motioning into the slot.
Definitely a weapon in the pass game.
Fromm delivers complete to the outside. It's Wims who fights his way for a first down. Jake Fromm delivers a first down pass.
Beautiful little concept right there. They ran Swift on a corner route, got man-to-man coverage on him because they're expecting the throws to him, created space outside for the hitch, Aaron.
He's both catching the ball and blocking. I thought Jake Fromm couldn't throw the football.
He's proved everybody wrong so far. Flings to the outside. That's Blazevich with just his second catch of the season. DJ Smith on the stop. Let's look at the Gamecock defense.
They wanted Lamons out there so that he could come up and fill in run support.
Swift again in the backfield. 2nd and 3, throwing again. Wims again. Georgia has a first down as the Bulldogs open up the pass game.
Interesting what we're seeing here. Jim Chaney knows they're going to gang the box. Say you're not going to run it against us, so fine, we'll just take these hitches over and over again. It's been a very, very executable plan for the young quarterback.
2 rushing attempts, 4 passing attempts on the opening drive for Georgia. Averaging 6 yards a carry on the season. So hand it off straight ahead. Heroin falling forward inside the South Carolina 40-yard line.
Aaron, you hit the nail on the head right there. There was the box count. You saw 2 safeties. The numbers were right. Fromm gets them to the appropriate run. Obviously a great run for the Bulldogs.
And they're in the tackle box.
Chubb in for 2nd down. Throwing again, complete. Godwin has it inside the 20. On the catch and run, Terry Godwin finally brought down by Williams and Lamons after a gain of 22.
Who's in the game?
Pick your poison. How are you going to defend these guys?
From the throw again on 2nd down. Here's Godwin. Loses the football. Loose football. South Carolina appears to recover it inside the 5. Waiting for the official word. Gamecock football as Godwin turns it over inside the 5. Kinlaw comes away with it, and the Gamecocks get their first big break. A Georgia turnover in the red zone.
This is what we call an RPO, a run-pass option. The box tells him he's going to throw it. You see Godwin take the slant. Unfortunately, he doesn't put it away. A fantastic strip by Stephen Montauk, the safety, and they're on it. Great job by the Gamecocks coming up with that ball in the red zone.
Opportunity in a backed-up situation. It's important for a lot of reasons for Carolina to convert here.
3rd and 8. Quick hitter to the outside. Hurst has it across the 10. Hurst trying to fight for more, but he's down at the 11, short of the line to gain. Davis finishes it off.
A little bit, I think you're going to see some more traditional downhill football by the Georgia offense, if Jim Chaney is who I think he is.
On 1st and 10, Nick Chubb, huge hole left side. Chubb with blockers across the 50. Nick Chubb finally forced out of bounds after he crosses over into Carolina territory with a gain of 26.
Man box, but creeping in. They're going to bring some bodies in there late here. Fromm now making a check, redirecting protections. That's going to force South Carolina to make adjustments. The chess match has begun.
Fromm on 3rd and 7. Room on the outside. Wims makes the catch. Where's he spotted down? It's short of the line to gain. Fenton comes up to make the stop, bringing up 4th down and 1. And Fromm and the offense staying on the field. Chubb will come out there for 4th down.
And I love it. If I had this offensive line in that backfield, I would do it as well. Chubb's the right guy here, even though Sony Michel runs with power. The question is, why did Wims run a short route short of the sticks, putting him in this situation in the first place?
This is good on good here, boys.
On 4th and 1, Kevin diving, 1st down, Georgia. Payne picks it up.
That is Christian Payne's 4th carry of the season. This is a tendency breaker. Everybody keyed on Chubb in the backfield, and Christian Payne's 4th carry of the season moves the chains for the Bulldogs. Credit that win and that last play to South Carolina's defensive line. That's what they need to continue to do, setting up a 3rd and long situation here.
From on 3rd and 10. Steps up, delivers, deep ball with a flag down. It's incomplete, intended for Hardman. That's Chris Lamons in coverage. Started today at corner.
Looked like there might have been some sloppy hands in the secondary right now. We'll get the call, but it looked like that route was disrupted. Officials may have thought defensive holding.
Holding on the defense, number 3, against an eligible receiver. 10-yard penalty for previous spot. Automatic first down.
Holding because the contact took place before the ball was in the air.
On the ball here, obviously I trust Jake Fromm throwing the ball. We'll see what we can do in the throwing, but I need to know if I get 2 downs to get this done.
And because of that, play action is always something the Gamecocks need to be aware of here. Doesn't look like it with the alignment of the running back though.
From 3rd and 4, zips it, complete, inside the 10. 1st and goal, Georgia. Ridley makes the grab, King makes the tackle.
What a nice weapon to have, Riley Ridley back in the lineup, a physical receiver, because this is a great play by Jamarcus King. You can't make a better jump than that, but just the physicality of the receiver allows him to make the play. And did you see Sony Michel on that protection?
He attacks downfield. Remember, Rick, he told us in our meeting he finally takes pride in pass protection, and that was really evident on that last play.
That's pride with a capital P.
1st and goal, Fromm motion out. Wildcat to Sony Michel. High snap. Michel takes it. Bounces outside. Michel, but Fromm blocking on the edge. Is in for the Georgia touchdown. On the Wildcat run. Fromm blocks for Michel. Touchdown, Dogs.
I guarantee you, Jim Chaney saw that protection on the play before and said, that young man gets a play. I'm going to find a way to get him a ball, and obviously he makes the most of it.
We told you, there was a band of horses in the backfield for this Georgia team, and Sony Michel leads the party. Touchdown, Dogs.
Sacks, this would be a great opportunity for them to pin their ears back and try and come after number 19.
And here they come on 3rd and 10. Bentley converts across the 40-yard line. Or Trey Smith, the true freshman, makes the tough grab. Reed on the stop, gain of 15. With a minute left in the 1st quarter. Bentley trying the deep ball, incomplete. It was intended for A.J. Turner out of the backfield, and a missed opportunity to hit Georgia over the top rib.
Just slightly overthrown. Again, the excitement of this kind of crowd for a youngster. This quarterback's only 19 years old. Got to settle down and make those throws.
3rd down again. Converted on the last one. Bentley steps up. Delivers again. Converting again. This time it's Hayden Hurst. Aaron Davis makes the stop. Back-to-back conversions on 3rd and long. This one goes for 20.
Cut, and the tight end makes the big play.
Bentley's going to hand off. This is Mon Denson. And Denson gets just a couple. And it's Jonathan Ledbetter who leads the attack along with J.R. Reed with 12 seconds left in the quarter.
Aaron, you can't be frustrated with those kind of offensive plays if you're South Carolina right now. A 4-yard gain right now is a good play.
When you're on the road, patience is prudence.
So 7-0 Georgia on South Carolina at the end of the 1st quarter. The number 1 Dogs, not perfect to start, but they have the 7-0 lead. Second down for Bentley and the Gamecocks. Play action. Bentley zips it complete inside the 25-yard line. That is Trey Smith who makes the grab in front of Baker.
Tying an FBS record with his 10th carry of 50 yards or more. It's a touchdown. Back to you.
Bentley Bentley 2nd and 3, going for a touchdown here, and it is incomplete. Looking for Edwards in double coverage. It'll be 3rd and 3. And now, just before the snap.
Field of the field was an
The
incomplete
masters
pass.
of suspense.
Previous play is under review.
It was interesting there, boys. At the very end, the ball was on the ground. Whether or not Edwards had possession of that football, it was wiggly early, but as he started to fall to the ground, it looked like he was able to haul this ball in. It's moving there. He gets his hands underneath it. He certainly got body parts in.
There doesn't look to be any jostling of the ball. It looks like he's completed the catch with his body in the end zone.
I think where he has possession of the football is when his left elbow comes down to the ground after he spins. Keep your eye right there. I think that elbow's in and he has possession of the football.
After further review,
They're supposed to know.
the ball was caught in the end zone for a touchdown.
Gamecock touchdown. Edwards holds it in. On the reversal, South Carolina is on the board. Georgia has. They've been able to keep Nick Chubb fresh.
Sony Michel's more of a true back because freshman DeAndre Swift is more that slot player.
So there's a toss. There is DeAndre Swift. And the true freshman from Philly picks up the first down for the Dogs.
16 to 20 carries per game. It's been a deadly combination.
Averaging 8 yards per rush, 8.5 yards per touch. And the outside Hardman, another weapon, the converted DB. Picking his way with Wims, blocking on the edge. Hardman running top. And the Bulldogs sideline, and the Bulldog fans love it. Gain of 11.
South Carolina is daring Georgia to throw the ball. They are ganging up on that box. You are not going to beat us with the running game. And there's just so much air out there. Jake Fromm takes advantage of it.
Stays alive just enough to get the first down.
Fromm fakes it to Michelle. To the air again on play action. Nata on the edge. Isaac Nata, who's not been a huge weapon in his sophomore year, but they find him here, Rick. So the veteran offensive coordinator, Jim Chaney, second season here with the Dogs. On motion, Swift out. Fromm takes it. Fromm on the draw inside the 20. Fromm spinning away. A tough run from Fromm to move the chains again. Stallworth finally finishes it off. Another Gamecock defender is down.
This is why I think South Carolina has to be aware of play action. They're responding to the run so much that could leave them susceptible of defending the pass.
On 2nd and 9, there's the play action. Fromm flings, just incomplete. Wims couldn't haul it in. Takes a dive into the hedges with Fenton in coverage.
Star on the field.
This is 3rd and 9.
There we go.
All right, take a look at this one
Field
too.
was an incomplete pass. Previous play is under review.
What do they say about the eye in the sky, Aaron?
It don't lie.
So South Carolina got its touchdown on an incompletion reversal for Edwards. And now Wims will hope for the same.
Wow, that was a really nice job of laying out. It looked like his left toe might have been just short of the line. Hard to see right there. But an incredible effort nonetheless by Wims to go get that football. I think that's going to be called a touchdown.
I'm an old offense guy. That's a touch.
That is a touchdown.
Here's a call.
After further review, the ball was caught in the end zone for a touchdown.
Instant replay is the wide receiver's best friend today between the Gamecocks and the Bulldogs. One for Wims after Edwards had one for the Gamecocks. Overturned from incomplete into a touchdown.
Running game hasn't quite been what I think it's going to need to be to keep Georgia honest as they start to load the box themselves and play a little bit more aggressive.
Bentley play action. So Jake Bentley chased and dropped at the 15-yard line. Roquan, the chef, Smith.
Roquan Smith. He's the highlight show of this defense. I mean, it's laden with talent, but Roquan Smith is the fastest player on this defense. No one wants to race him. Watch how he gets to the quarterback here.
It's the recognition and the delay that allows that to be successful. Nobody had him in responsibility. A.J. Turner, free release. They've got to keep somebody dedicated to the middle linebacker. That's just a gotcha and heads-up play by number 3, setting up a really advantageous second and long situation.
But you cannot put yourself in harm's way by leaving it 3rd and 20.
Bentley has completed his last 5 passes. 2 big third down conversions on the touchdown drive. Now staring into 3rd and 15.
Looking like one-on-one coverage down here by their big Trey Smith. Wouldn't be surprised to see an opportunity outside here to left. Baker's going to bail out, though. He's going to use his eyeballs.
Bentley going to look that way anyway. Another big one to Hurst. 3rd down conversion again. Hayden Hurst finally shoved out by Baker.
Against Missouri, this is a scrappy team that feels like it can win the game. Georgia's defense needs to buckle down a little bit.
Bentley said it's not going to take a miracle. On the run, pressured again. And now he will dive back near the line of scrimmage with Smith and Carter in pursuit. As we check in with John. Gamecocks have converted 3 times on 3rd and long. Now they have 3rd and 4.
Dogs showing a little pressure here.
It's picked up. So Bentley gonna dump it off. Hurst eludes the first man, but he's still dropped at the 40. Sanders finally.
A phenomenal play by Dominic Sanders, one of their glue guys, as Mel Tucker talks about the leaders on this team. Getting off his block, making a play, keeping the Gamecocks from making the first down.
Situation like this, you cannot afford a turnover, so you understand the conservative play call.
Smith and Montag both in the game again for South Carolina. To the outside, Wims makes the first defender miss, and he's shoved down to the 25 by Williams. 3 for 4 so far on 3rd down. It's not to going in motion. Michelle's in the backfield with Fromm. Bobble Michelle manages to grab it, has a first down, and delivers a blow as he gets to the 45. Williams and Montag on a gain of 12.
We going in and coming out.
With 2 minutes left in the half, Fromm pumps on the roll. He loads up and lets it fly all the way. Knocked away by King, intended for Ridley. Fromm loaded up and let it fly.
An excellent job by Jamarcus King right there, staying in the moment, keeping his eyes on his receiver. Riley Ridley had all kinds of time because Fromm had gotten out of the pocket, extended the play. But King, rather than going in there and trying to get nervous and play with his hands, grabbing at the receiver, made a play on the ball. That's called being a senior right there.
That was the difference in the play. King stayed alive on that play, and it looked like Ridley shut it down a little bit.
3rd and 6 from the gun. Fromm chased. Fromm will take the sack as South Carolina gets to the QB. DJ Wonnum, the sophomore from Stone Mountain, Georgia, who said, I was a Georgia fan growing up, and I plan on getting after the Dogs today.
My gun's back in the holster. I've got to get this thing into the game, into the locker room. Here it's going to be that case.
Still 3 timeouts, both sides. So Bentley stepping up. He's in as he throws. It's downfield, and it's picked off. Reed has it for the Dogs. 5 seconds, 4 seconds at the 44-yard line. So they take a shot. It ends up in the pick for Reed. And now the Bulldogs will have one more crack at it before halftime.
Now they've got somebody in the face of the receiver to the field.
This is going to be a Hail Mary shot at the end zone.
And here's Fromm backing up, stepping up. From the 46, Fromm lets it fly, and it is incomplete. They had a shot. Wims in the end zone, 14-7 at the half for John Shriffin's halftime interview with Coach Smart. Go to Twitter, @SEC on CBS. Now let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. Getting set for the second half in Athens. Safe to say Georgia has won the rushing battle, 124-11. So 14-7 for the Georgia Bulldogs, trying to get to 9-0 for the first time since 1982. It will be a touchback to begin. Let's check in with John Schriffen. Jumbo on 2nd and 6 from your own 28. Jake Fromm, toss, weak, Michelle, first down across the 35. Wrestled down by Lamont. Fromm makes an adjustment prior to 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Fromm flings complete, on the edge, Michelle stays in bounds, first down and more. Sony Michelle to the South Carolina 42 before Smith finally brings down Michelle.
Execution by the Bulldogs.
You can ask the Gators about Sony Michelle in the open field. It's DeAndre Swift on the edge. Swift is wrestled down by Brunson as the Bulldogs share the wealth on the opening drive of the second half. Back in for 2nd and 2. Fromm gives it to him. Big hole on the left side this time. Chubb keeps it rolling, and he takes it inside the 30. We'll see where the forward progress has him stopped.
Well, 3rd down here.
And Muschamp calling for a hold, no flag. 3rd and 4.
Big down right here. Big down for the Gamecocks.
Out of the cut. Fromm flings. Harvard again. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. On the big 3rd and 4. It's Fromm to Mecole Hardman for the Georgia touchdown.
Jake from State Farm. He does it again. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful, beautiful back shoulder throw. We've been talking about this ability, and listen, you're playing with a freshman. Jim Chaney's going to try to give him as many easy throws as he can get. He takes the outside half of the red jersey, puts it in a place where only number 4 can make the catch. Just outstanding job pirouetting to make the catch.
From DB to wide receiver, all over the field for the Bulldogs, but Hardman holds it in. A critical conversion, 21-7. Georgia, that dog, he'll bite you.
To keep that offense on the field.
Bentley on the roll, on 3rd and 4, coming back to make a terrific grab. Or Trey Smith, just enough for the first down.
They're not doing what they said they wanted to do, which was come into this game and stay balanced.
Bentley to throw again on 2nd down. Now he's going to scramble. Bentley takes a pop as he rolls across the 40.
Showing great maturity right there as a young quarterback. Nothing there. Get north and south. Get yourself into a 3rd and manageable. And Aaron, I agree. You'd like to be able to run the ball, but ultimately you have to stay on the field. And if you're not being able to slug out 3- and 4-yard gains, the controlled passing game, because it gets out of his hands early, might be the more advantageous way to go.
I agree with you, but the reason they were successful a week ago is because of how aggressive they were on 1st down, taking shots down the field.
On 3rd and 6, here comes the pressure. Bentley fires, and it is Smith, intended receiver again. It's incomplete. Baker in coverage. No flags.
Technique, knowing that they held help inside. Bentley had no place to throw that ball.
Fake it. And here's a toss from Hurst on the fake punt. Flag is down.
We got a hold. Georgia held that receiver. It's going to get him out of jail.
Will Muschamp's going to be pretty happy about that. He was really upset earlier in the game on the series before this, thinking that they got away with one.
So the fake punt, they snap it to Hurst. His toss results in a flag. And here's the call.
Holding against an eligible receiver, number 29 of the defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Defensive holding, first down for Jake Bentley, the sophomore. Dad's on the staff. Mom Paulette, both brothers. And here comes another one. Hurst is going to toss it again. Hurst, it's incomplete. Baker breaks it up. Turner, the intended receiver. So Hurst has thrown it on the last 2 snaps for the Gamecocks. He's going to fire it, and it is caught inside the 30-yard line. A bust in the Georgia defensive backfield. Shi Smith has the grab. Reed finally finishes it off. Gain of 22.
These two quarterbacks, they're teaching you something today.
After the fake punt, South Carolina has it inside the Georgia 30. It's Turner on the edge, turns a corner inside the 20. Wrestled down.
Wow, watch Ortre Smith come down. It takes a big man to want to crack block.
On his recruiting visit to the University of Georgia. So Will was the hero that time. Kirby ended up playing for the Bulldogs very well also. And now for the Georgia defense facing 3rd and 4 for Muschamp's Gamecocks in the red zone.
Well, you're looking for a one-on-one. Edwards is going to have a one-on-one down here. Remember, this is also a critical down. Kurt Roper's not afraid to use his quarterback's legs in a critical down, especially if he thinks he gets a 4th down.
Bentley on the roll on 3rd and 4. Bentley fires, it's tipped and incomplete. Reed got a hand on it, a fist pump, 4th and 4. And now the Gamecocks will send out the kicking unit with 3:39 to go in the 3rd.
I like this call. They absolutely were trying to do a rub route, but you see Reed gets that left hand on it. 18 Baker was coming over there. I like this call here. You have to end this very good drive positively, but remember, they talked about trick plays, so you got to expect the unexpected here if you're Georgia.
25-yarder miss from 46.
They're playing extremely conservative, Georgia is.
And White boots it through after the fake punt. Kept the South Carolina drive alive. Parker White ends it with 3. 21-10. Dogs. An Athens double-barrel cannon, in fact, on that play.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Deep dive. Chubb first down. Chubb, big hole on the left side across the 45. Wrestled down by DJ Smith as he crosses the 50.
The 4th big play of the day by this Georgia offense in the 2nd rush.
And now Fromm will pull it. He's trying to find the edge. Fromm slipping away from Lamons. Banging into a couple of Gamecocks on the sideline.
Guys, I've been really impressed with Jamarcus King, the corner for South Carolina.
They found the true freshman undefeated as the Georgia quarterback under center. Chubb dropped as soon as he touches the football. And that was Keir Thomas, the sophomore from Miami, who blows it up.
Potential towards the end of this year.
On 3rd and 9. From pressured again. On the roll. And he will dive. It's DJ Smith who finishes it off after Aaron Sterling, the true freshman from Atlanta's Tucker High School, gets the pressure.
Here's a chance to win this game. Let's keep an eye on Georgia to see if they start to play a little bit tight here.
Iselek, a grad transfer from Columbia, got his economics degree.
Oh, beautiful.
Perfectly played. And it's Hardman who downs it at the 1. Georgia special teams. Kirby Smart says that makes me proud. Backed up because of the special teams execution by the Dogs. Bentley on the roll. Finds Edwards. Davis makes the tackle. The force 3rd down. Here comes a flag. Could be a big one. It was Davis on the stop, and this looks like Reed coming in late.
After the play was over, personal foul, defense number 20. 15-yard penalty.
These are the sort of things that start to haunt you. You look and say, now that's uncharacteristic. We've seen Georgia play so sound for so long this year. It's a little late, it's a little ticky-tack, but certainly unnecessary. No need to add yourself to the pile there, and now you start playing a little bit tight. What's going on here?
Williams in the backfield. He takes it on 1st and 10. Has a hole on the right side, diving to the 30.
And I'll say this, that penalty gets compounded because when you chart it throughout the season, drives that start inside the 5-yard line that don't end up getting a first down, on average end up being 3.5 points for the receiving team after you punt it away. Had Georgia been able to get that themselves off the field there, they would have had great field position. but they're playing hard. They're running around. It's all about how you finish, Rick, and we're about to go to the fourth quarter.
You got an A in that math class.
The Gamecocks' goal was to make it a one-score game going to the fourth. Not far off. 11-point game as we go to the fourth quarter in Athens.
Matters how both these teams finish it.
Well, Ron Leatherwood, the replay review guy, deserves to take a bow. He got both of those right. But this is a time when this Georgia leadership, the guys they called the glue, got to get everybody's attention and say, we want to be number one. Let's play like it right now.
Williams in the backfield with Jake Bentley. Fake it, throw it. That's Hurst on the edge. Hurst wrestled down and dropped Reggie Carter, the fifth-year senior, on the stop.
Didn't matter how it was blocked. Georgia was running to the football.
All four of those third down conversions for the Gamecocks have been huge. And now it's 3rd and 5. Bentley stands, it's knocked down again. Gavin Bellamy bats it away on 3rd down. And back at your 30. Forced to punt from here for South Carolina.
Almost punch out the lights in this thing, especially in front of a home crowd. If you're South Carolina, knowing you're down 11, you cannot afford to let them stay on the field. This is gut check and then some.
Each team has one turnover. From quick hitter, big run ahead for Godwin. Boy, he was making one-man miss from going a long way. It's 16 as it stands.
I think you're exactly right, Aaron. I think that was just an uncover.
From out of the gun, fake it, throw it there. They picked on the edge. I mean, almost.
Rick, I know you played this position. We've seen some greediness out of both of these quarterbacks earlier in the game. Jake Fromm maybe telegraphing receptions here. We complimented Jamarcus King. He's getting closer and closer to intercepting the football the further this game goes along.
Almost liken it to that a snake just biding his time. He jumped on that one with unbelievable quickness. I know he wants another chance to make the catch.
So the response for Georgia is to hit him with some double moves, some out and ups, and go.
Gamecocks bring pressure on 2nd and 10. Michelle fighting his way, pushing his way as we check in with Adam Zucker in New York.
Two right here.
31 points in this game in the 4th. Give it to Payne, hand pushing, and he is close.
If it works once, do it again.
Right.
Fullback's the closest guy to the line of scrimmage. Play callers love to give it to a fullback on 3rd and short.
He's the secret weapon. He hasn't touched the ball but 5 times all year. 2 of those 5 carries were today. And it's that offensive line that's getting it going. And this is what you want to do. We talk about in a situation like this in the 4th quarter, it's not about plays. It's about players. And the rest of the season, they've got to rely on these guys up front. They've looked pretty good on this drive so far here.
Taking the play clock down, handing off again. Chubb behind the big dogs, diving forward. Sky Moore makes a stop. Now, Aaron is an offensive line. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that
I feel like I'm being set up.
Enjoy a drive like this in the 4th.
Well, we talk about 2-minute situations, right? Where you have a limited amount of time. You got to drive the field to try to get a score. The opposite of that is called 4-minute situation. And that's when you want to bleed the clock as much as possible. Retain possession of the football to keep the other offense off the field. You also allow your defense to run, and Georgia's doing that masterfully.
This time Michelle sheds the first defender. Michelle cuts it back and dives forward. Oh.
And this is the benefit to having fresh backs.
Where that defensive line is starting to take over, but you got to win here on 3rd down.
So much pride for Wanham, Jones, Sawyer. They're manning up in there.
On 3rd and 7, keep it on the ground. Michelle slipping outside on the 20, inside the 20. Sony Michelle picks up the first down, running it on 3rd and 7. Second and 8, fake the toss. Now go right back to it. Chubb on the edge. Chubb slips past Brunson. Chubb knocked out of bounds inside the 5. Jones finally gets his hands on it.
Fresh legs. Fresh legs, boys.
Comes the zone.
On the outside, tries to shake away, and then he's wrestled down. DJ Smith.
DJ Smith, who was taken into the locker room in the first half, returns and makes an unbelievable effort. This is what you love about college football, guys. This is how important it is to these kids. They want to play. They want to be there for their teammates. This guy comes out of the locker room after being shaken up in the first half and makes a remarkable play to keep Georgia out of the end zone.
He stayed home and set the edge. He condensed the formation. Fromm only had one carry a week ago for 13 yards that got a first down. They went back to it here, but South Carolina was ready.
Second and goal, toss out of the eye. Chubb, right side, wrestle down. Sky Moore drops him to force third and goal.
Watt going one-on-one down here to Terry Godwin unless there's a rub play to the top.
Watt Swift is a receiver.
There's Fromm tossing. There's the fade intended for Godwin. It is incomplete. Fourth and goal. That's Lamons in coverage, forcing Georgia to kick the field goal.
And it was an all-or-nothing situation, and Fromm, a true freshman, making the good decision and throwing it away, giving his team the opportunity to kick the field goal here. Very good complimentary football all day long by Georgia.
Rodrigo Blankenship boots it through. So it is a 24-10 game now. Getting dark for South Carolina.
Medium that the team can feed off of. Let's watch 2-minute offense here.
Bentley with Williams in the backfield. Rolling, pressured into the end zone. Now Bentley's going to heave it, and it's caught. Hurst holds it in. Almost a safety. Instead, it's Hurst with another huge conversion.
Sense of urgency, but not panic.
Bentley. That's Williams out of the backfield. Williams dives forward, third and short. Harrison
Four-down
Smith on the
territory
stop.
here. You're not going to punt.
You have to get into a rhythm, have a cadence. Interesting to see how aggressive Georgia and Mel Tucker are going to be.
Bentley snaps it. This is Williams. Williams missed the hole, and he's dropped for a loss. Fourth down coming. Sanders finally finishes it off. Fourth down for South Carolina.
And that's the function of a fresh defense for Georgia, winning at the point of attack. I didn't like that play call, though, Rick.
Let's watch for Bentley's legs here, guys. Critical down. Add the extra component to the run game.
Bentley to throw on fourth down. It is knocked away. Incomplete, intended for Smith. And Baker knocks it away on fourth down. The Gamecocks select to throw it on 4th and 2.
Well, you mentioned it, DeAndre Baker. They were up in their grills. They were going to be really aggressive. If they get a penalty, so be it. Great play by number 18.
4:52, Georgia ball with a 2-touchdown lead.
Each other inside and out.
We have to see a throw from Fromm here. Let's see how conservative they choose to be.
On 3rd and 6, here's the toss. Michelle picked it up on 3rd and 7, and now barreling through the Gamecocks. He's going to be short of the first down, but another tough run, keeping it on the ground.
There's going to be a consideration to go for it here.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. Because think about how aggressively they started this game with an onside kick. This would be an aggressive play call, but at this down and distance,
2 scores up. They may call time. South Carolina might have should have used a timeout here. The fact that they didn't early probably allows them not to here.
So Georgia gets to bleed a little more clock, and now 4th and 4. Before
looking to see if they could get him jump. Looking to see if they could get him to jump.
Second time out of the half.
I think you have to rush forward, try to get to the quarterback. I think if you're South Carolina, take some deep shots, but always have an outlet for Bentley.
Bentley over the middle. Hurst goes up to get it.
Those are the kind of throws you're looking for now. You can't afford throwing balls underneath the chains that keep the clock going. You want to stop the clock with first downs.
Great job by Hurst going up there and high pointing that football.
Bentley pumps, rolls, tosses it to the sideline. Minute 58 left on the clock. Lorenzo Carter got the pressure.
Down, which allows the pressure to get there, which is why he had to pull it down and throw it away.
Quick hitter to the outside is incomplete. Bringing up third down, intended for Edwards. Minute 55.
Almost better it was incomplete for South Carolina. That ball would have been probably 3rd down and 8, and the clock would still be running. Again, in this situation, knowing that you need 2 touchdowns, you can't afford to have that clock continuing. Here, you got to throw past the chains.
Bentley has been masterful all afternoon long on 3rd down. He's got to be at his best and pull the best rabbit out of the hat here.
Third and 10. Third to the outside. It is picked off. Intercepted. Malcolm Parrish with the interception. And with a minute 49, the Bulldogs have all but sealed 9-0. They didn't celebrate on Tuesday night when they got to number 1, but you can bet the Dogs will celebrate this one. Georgia may get that chance against Bama in Atlanta, and who knows, there might be 2 chances against Bama in Atlanta. So Georgia has made the opening statement as part of our top-ranked doubleheader, and now Bama versus LSU coming up on CBS.
Georgia's a legit football team, but so is Alabama. So good in all 3 phases. That's the matchup that we all want to see. Really impressed by what we've seen from Georgia so far here tonight.
Running hard again. In fact, he runs over the umpire. Hope he's all right. Nick Chubb. Hey, sportsmanship.
And that's it.
They could take a knee.
Hopefully,
and
Wally
listen,
Hump's okay there.
Fellas, for Kirby Smart, I mean, he loves winning 42-7, 45-7. Those kind of games are fun for a coach. You get to empty your bench. But in terms of playing for the big prizes, to know that your team can withstand this. Now, they were at South Bend, and they had that kind of experience. But to do it at home, especially with the burden of being number 1, stamp Georgia as authentic.
One of the last things I asked Kirby Smart yesterday in our meetings is, how would you describe this team without hesitation? He said, grit. We're a tough team. We're gritty. And that's exactly what they came out here today and did. I think that this team is legit, and we all have our fingers crossed that number 1 meets number 2 in Atlanta for the showdown I think we've all been waiting for.
November 8, 1982. The Dogs went to 9-0 and number 1 in the AP poll. Won the SEC. Herschel's last year in Athens. They lost to Penn State in the Sugar Bowl. But SEC champs and a chance to play for the national title. And now, for the first time since 1982, 9-0. And the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs take care of South Carolina 24-10. And the 2 Bulldog safeties meet, shake hands, and a hard-fought game that Georgia wins 24-10.
Outstanding performance. Jake Fromm, fellas, 16-22 for 196 and 2 touchdowns. You start great championship football teams with a quarterback. Georgia's got him one.
And I was impressed by South Carolina. I'll see your Jake Fromm and raise you a Jake Bentley. 21 for 35, 227 yards. Did have 2 interceptions, but they played gritty and tough all game long. Looking forward to seeing them next week.
For Aaron Taylor, Rick Neuheisel, our producer Scott Brandwine, our director Mark Grant, and John Schriffen. I'm Carter Blackburn saying so long from Athens, Georgia. The college football post-game show powered by Ram is up next after these messages.